You're listening to Denver Wine Radio.
It's a DJ and a winemaker yakking about music and wine.
Presented by Bonaquisti Wine Company.
And now here's Cha and Polly.
Oh, yeah.
I went back to the Greek Theater in Los Angeles in about 1983, 84. Dude, they were all wearing white, including Barry White, and it was a full orchestra behind him.
Oh, really?
It just took you into another world. Barry White.
What a great experience. I never got to see him.
Man.
I never did either.
How many
never saw him at
babies
all.
were conceived
Oh, yeah.
to a Barry White album, you think?
I am sure.
And remember the big, I remember like he had this big resurgence after that TV show, Molly McBee. Molly McBee.
I don't remember that.
It was a lawyer type show, and
Ally McBeal.
Oh, Ally McBeal.
Oh, what did I call it?
yeah.
Molly?
Molly McBee.
I was going to call it Molly McButter. That's what we used to call it. But Ally, yeah. Ally
And that's
McBee.
why you don't invite men to
See,
baby showers.
No.
I just ruined the
Paul is
the cocktail
crashing
show,
our
the
baby
tea party.
Ally McBeal. That's right.
Ally McBeal.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Big surgeon Barry. Yeah. Barry White.
Oh,
music, so.
I love Barry White.
He's the best.
Oh.
Hey, welcome back to Denver Wine Radio. Paul Bonaquisti and Cha-Cha Chavez, and special guest in studio, Joe Mama Myers.
Hi.
From way back in the day.
Way
all the KZY, all the
Mix
great radio stations here.
Back
Kind of a big deal.
Mix 100, right? You did. You worked at Mix for a while with Dom.
I did. I did work with Dom.
And KZY. Where else? Where else did you drop
I
a
worked
mic?
at Cozy.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot you worked at Cozy.
I did. I worked at Cozy for a while. The first station I worked at when I came to town was KLIR.
What was that?
Well, it was. It became KMJI, I think. Isn't that right?
Do you remember that, Polly? You're a native.
No, KLIR. That was the
That was the other.
that was at the far end of the dial, right?
Yeah, well, K People was in the same building, KPPL.
Okay.
And they'd say, we're K People. And our byline behind the scenes was, we're Clear People, KLIR. And it became another station. I was working that day when we switched to...
They flipped it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was KMJI.
Huh.
And then I worked at Chem FM.
That's right.
For a little while.
Yeah.
And 70s feel good oldies.
That's right. See?
That was a
There
fun
we go.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna drink some wine now and clear our minds. Then the memory will come back. I know it will. Hey, so we've got a special guest on the line, all the way from Cortez, Colorado, Guy Drew.
What's happening, folks?
Hey,
Hi.
man, we're just drinking your wine.
Woohoo!
We're loving it.
Loving it. Very tasty.
Yeah, good.
I never thought I'd say I like this Chardonnay.
There you go.
Well,
I do.
Yeah, that's that Chardonnay is kind of interesting. There's a story behind it. If you want me to get into that,
We like stories.
Yeah.
We do.
you like stories. Do they have to be truthful or just a little truth? No, just kidding.
Just try us.
Anyway, this goes back to 2006. We had at our winery down here. We had planted. Our first planting was 6.5 acres, and there was some Chardonnay in there and so forth. And the 2000, so we planted that. We started planting that in '99, and in 2005, I had a crop, and I Chardonnay off of the winery vineyard, and it was beautiful. And then in 2006, we had very cold. That was our first. That's the first time I experienced a 10 below temperature in the wintertime. Needless to say, at 10 below, Chardonnay doesn't survive. It goes to the ground. And at the end of harvest 2006, I had heard that there was some Chardonnay that went unsold up in Grand Junction. The conversation I had with him was about mid-December, and I said, okay. I said, I'll take it. So the juice got delivered mid-January, and I started fermentation, and this fermentation took 3 months. I mean, it was so long. And I'm out there, and I'm going out, and I'm tasting it every day or two at least. And I'm tasting these flavors that I'd never tasted before in a Chardonnay, and I said, "Wow, I really like this," And it finally finished out, and it was just really cool, and people loved it, and so every Chardonnay I did after that was done in that style with that same yeast at the same temperature.
In the same 3 months?
Actually, for some reason, it got shorter.
Oh, okay.
Now it only takes about a month.
You got it down.
I don't know why
Yeah.
that is. I mean,
Well, we like it. This was really good. So this is Chardonnay from your vineyards?
no.
Oh, no, this came from Palisade.
Well, the one you're tasting is a combination, actually, of Palisade fruit, and I had been buying the fruit I get from up there was from one particular vineyard that seemed to be, a little higher acidity, a little bit less ripe at the same time as other Chardonnays, which is what I like. I don't, I don't want an alcoholic Chardonnay for sure, and it just has really good acidity and nice flavors. So the 2015 that you're tasting is a combination of that vineyard in Grand Junction and then a vineyard that we have since planted down here.
All right, cool. What do you grow on your property?
Well, going back in the last conversation about that 10 below, well, we had a succession of about 6 years in a row that we had at least a 10 below temperature, and so after that, I pulled the vines out here.
Sure.
And started replanting on this property because the winery's in a canyon, so it's in a hole, and cold air sinks, and so this property really we've replanted to some hybrids, and we'll be coming out with our first releases of a Baco Noir.
Very cool.
Which very few people even know what that is.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
Well,
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, you can come to be then.
See how I show off.
La-di-da.
You did. I know, right?
But then there's
That's how I get them. That's how I get them, Guy.
That's right.
I just come in and I just body slam.
So we have since planted other vineyards. I don't own them. Some people just grow, and I buy the grapes from them. There's a 10.5-acre vineyard 7 miles directly south of me, and it's a really cool vineyard. It's on the side of the Sleeping Ute Mountain. It's just really, really neat, and we've got Cabernet planted there, and Chardonnay, and Riesling.
So is that so tell me, like, the Four Corners area, is that undiscovered country for grape growing and everything else?
I discovered it, but it's the unacknowledged.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say that either.
And everything else? Avocados? Do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Avocado.
He said everything else. Grapes and
what else, Guy?
Peaches, apricots.
Peaches. What else grows? Everything else.
Oh yeah, all that
stuff.
Does it really?
all of it.
Actually, the fruit growing history of we're Montezuma County, and the general area is called the Montezuma Valley. It's kind of a really big valley, and in the 1880s. There were advertisements to get people to come, in magazines that went back east and so forth, telling people about the fruit-growing potential of this area. And so really the fruit-growing industry here got started about the same time as it did in Palisade and Grand Junction. Then the apple growing went
Hold
away.
on, Guy.
Sure.
We got to take a break.
Oh, okay.
And we didn't even taste your wine yet. We didn't even taste the reds, but we're going to do it, I promise.
I'm going to. I'm just going to do it right now.
Yeah, hold on.
I'll do it right now.
Yeah,
we'll
hold
talk
on.
about it.
You stay on the line. We're going to drink some wine, and then we'll be back in a few minutes with more Guy Drew and Guy Drew Syrah, double gold medal here on Denver Wine Radio. Mile High Sports.
This is good.
I like it.
Get up and boogie.
I can smell the polyester all the way over here.
Burning.
Okay, which segment on Chaw's Back in the Day Cafe will this song fit into?
You remember? You remember I've got this segment called
I
You
love
Remember.
it. You
And it's
Remember.
all songs that you remember, you haven't heard in a minute,
Yeah. So for
So,
those
yeah,
who don't
you
know,
remember.
Cha Cha's launching an online radio station called Cha's Back in the Day Cafe. May 4th.
May 4th.
We're kicking it off.
We are Bonaquisty Wines. We'll give you more
Yep.
details. We'll start hitting you up on Facebook and stuff like that.
That's
posting it.
exciting.
That's
Yeah.
a fact.
And you're going to be there, Joe Myers, right?
Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Gotta
You won't be
kick it
back
off
in
with
Mexico
us.
yet?
May 4th, I will be here.
Okay,
Right on.
good. Well, that's going to be a
Cinco
fun
de
party.
Drinko.
And we're gonna host it at Bonaquisty Wine Company.
Yep.
That's my place, 4640 Pecos Street. And yeah,
More details to come, as they say in radio.
More details to come.
Yeah.
We
Stay
know you're
tuned.
locked in. Stay tuned.
Stay
you can't
tuned.
wait.
You're locked in. Stay tuned for more to come.
Hey, Guy Drew, you still there, buddy?
I'm here,
Right on.
yucking it up.
Okay, so during the break, we opened your and thanks for Twist Tops, by the way. Hey, we tasted
Thank
your 2015 Meritage.
Yes.
Delicious. 60% Merlot, 20 Cabernet Sauvignon, 20 Cabernet Franc. We all loved it. I'm just we're gonna bypass and say go out and buy it. It was super delish, really soft. And now we opened up your 2015 Syrah. Named one of two wines that prove Colorado is the next wine region to watch, according to Vinography, a wine blog. And yeah, you won double gold with this in the Governor's Cup last year.
I did.
So
yeah.
what's going on with this one? Where'd the fruit come from? I know what's going on,
It's
but
so
tell me
good.
where'd you source the fruit from?
That typically the fruit that I don't use that's grown down here in southwest Colorado, I get from Grand Junction.
Okay.
And the Syrah I've always sourced from, again, the Talbots
Sure.
up there. I think it was a Searcy vineyard. I'm not positive.
Okay.
But you want to hear kind of a no. I'll share this because it's just it might strike a chord with some people. This fruit was not beautiful.
What?
No.
It was ugly.
It was. It had been. Again, I called Bruce and said, and this is right around a busy. Well, I think it was right around Wine Fest, which I don't go do, and which I like because then everybody else is not taking fruit, so I can get whatever the hell I want and get it delivered down here on that weekend because nobody else is doing wine. They're trying out selling it. But this fruit had been turned down by a winery, and although the common knowledge or I guess the perception is, the great fruit makes great wine. Yes, but this, and I've won lots of awards making.
Guy,
Syrah.
I know, and great winemakers make great wine.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's not where I'm going with this, but it kind of is.
So was the fruit a little just over-ripened?
Oh, I mean, it was almost.
A jelly.
No, it was. They were. What they do is they shrivel up. And,
Oh, okay.
and actually, Syrah, when people like to see it wrinkled anyway.
Wait a minute. Is this
was like
raisin?
raisins?
Is this raisin wine I'm drinking?
Not raisin, but just wrinkled. So
A little wrinkly.
little wrinkly, like we won't get into that.
Could use a little Botox.
It's very, very delicious. It's very to me it's very bold. The color's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's sweet, but it to me has a little bit of sweetness, but not real deep.
Cherries.
And
Is that what you is
I
that
taste
Yeah.
cherries.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of cherry. To me, there's like a blackberry jammy
Oh, yeah.
style to
This
it,
is so
and a
good.
little bit spicy, really nice. And I mean, this is a wine that you should have around all summer
All the
long.
time,
I mean,
yeah.
this is a
Oh,
great
yeah.
barbecue wine. Anyone coming over, and dude, I picked it up for $16.99 at Molly's.
Wow.
That's killer.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a killer price. You run out and buy a case
You should.
and keep it around all summer long, and or hey, call the winery, right?
Yep.
Oh, this is so good. I'm gonna go buy this. Seriously. I'm gonna keep this
and-
in my house.
The thing with that wine, when fruit gets really, really ripe, then all the acids start to fall apart and go away.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the biggest things about that wine was really just kind of rebuilding it and replacing the acids that burnt off because it was so ripe.
Yeah.
And then what we call a clear alcohol reduction, so that the alcohol isn't 17.5%.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's a very tasty wine, and I can see how you won the gold medal with it.
Yep.
Really
Congratulations.
good. Congratulations. It's very, very, very good. I'm seriously going to go and buy a couple bottles, keep this at my house for when special guests come over.
yeah, that's the article that Paul talked about. When he reviewed that wine, he talked about something that you don't normally find in Syrahs, and it's strawberry. And I think that is a direct relation. There's the basic acids in wine, tartaric acid, which actually grapes are the only place that tartaric acid comes from. And like a cream of tartar is tartaric acid. And that's the primary acid, and then malic acid, and you need malic acid to do a malolactic conversion, which gives it more of that creaminess, and like Chardonnays, that the buttery sensation and all that kind of stuff. But when fruit is really ripe, I mean, there was virtually no malic acid in this, and so we adjusted the acids to what they would be when if you picked it at the optimum time, and kind of the voila moment.
Mm-hmm.
You get it where you want it, and then you just go to town fermenting and
Well, your timing was perfect because it's absolutely delicious.
I agree with that.
Right on, Guy. Hey, we appreciate you being on today.
My pleasure. I really appreciate you guys asking me to be on, and it's now I get to go finish my day job, which is pruning.
There you go.
Right on. Hey, so what's your website?
GuyDrewVineyards.com.
Okay, I encourage everyone to check out GuyDrewVineyards.com and make a trip down to Cortez anytime this summer. This next weekend, but for sure, get out and buy some of Guy Drew's wine.
Absolutely, and if your liquor store doesn't have it, they can get it. I have a distributor up there, so it's just for them. It's just a phone call away.
Right on. Joe Mama Myers,
Hey.
man, time flies when you're having fun
I
drinking
know.
wine.
No,
And
it does.
No.
I'm enjoying this. Can I have a little bit more, or are you going to leave this for the producer?
no, they're all underage.
You should see his face.
So, Joe, who was your favorite rock and roll or artist that you ever met while you were in radio? Like, that brings back
That is
memories.
So hard. Oh, probably Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Was he cool?
He signed my arm with a Sharpie.
Okay.
Got any gum, Joe Walsh? I have a long arm. And then he invited me to go back to the hotel. And I was like, Joe, I got to go home and make breakfast for my kid.
Right, it was typical rock and roll.
No.
Polly?
But he was fun.
Who
did you meet that you thought was us?
Carlos Santana blessed me and touched my cheek.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Yep, right downtown over at when there was a club called Sevilla.
Yeah.
Down in the Ice House.
Yeah, I remember that.
We kind of crashed a party that it was for when they were in town for their concert. This was in '99, and right when Supernatural hit.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I went up to him.
He's I
went up to give him the hotline number and told him you were playing his song, and he put it right there.
Oh, dude! Next to the Virgin de Guadalupe, he's my go-to saint.
Oh, he's the man.
He's the man. He's the man.
All right.
Mine was Tina Turner.
I was going to ask.
Tina Turner.
Yeah. Tina. Yeah.
Okay.
Asked if I could borrow her legs. She said no.
Sorry.
Okay, that wraps it up for this week. But thank you all for listening. Check out more at DenverWineRadio.com. This is Denver Wine Radio on Mile High Sports.